Hi friends, welcome back to the Common Sense Grandma. In case you're new here, my name is Michelle, and today we are going to accomplish something very much needed, and that is to get 2 cooked proteins into the freezer. I don't know if you are like I am. I don't like having to cook a whole full meal every single night, especially with gardening season coming up. I like to be able to go out to the garden, do some work, and not have to spend so much time in the kitchen. Yes, I do enjoy cooking, but I don't enjoy having all the cleanup, let's say, afterwards. And so today we are going to make salmon patties using 2 cans of this salmon. This is from Trader Joe's. Excuse me. So I really like their salmon. I also like Costco's salmon. They're in smaller cans. They're a little bit larger than this size. This is a Star-Kissed. This is 5 ounces. This one is 14.75 ounces. So we're going to use 2 cans of this. We're going to cook it, fry them up, and then I'm going to layer them between parchment or something, wax paper or parchment, and put them in the freezer. Because having these on hand, it's so easy to warm up. I can just put it either in the air fryer or the toaster oven, and the protein part of the meal is done. Over on the stove, I have 3 pounds of organic grass-fed ground beef. The grocery store had a sale one day. They were like $1 off each, so I grabbed 3 or 4, I think 4 of them. One's still out in the freezer. But I thought if I can get that cooked up, portioned out, you can make so many things with it. Tacos, chili, put it in spaghetti, Korean beef, you know, whatever. I just seasoned it up with Kinder's The Blend, and I'm just letting it cool off before I put it in some Ziploc bags. But in our bowl here, I've got the 2 cans of salmon, and I actually had to write out the recipe because I just always wing it. I don't even know the actual recipe I'm basing this on. My mom used to make salmon patties, or they're called salmon cakes, or she would just put it in a loaf pan and bake it. I think I still have that cookbook that has that recipe, but it's very similar to this. So we have our salmon. We're doing 2 eggs. It's 1 egg per can. Baking powder, Old Bay seasoning. So I use some minced onion. I actually really like chopped green onion in here, but I don't feel like chopping it. I can just use this. And the blend, lemon pepper seasoning. And I do put a little bit of mayonnaise. You know, if you're out of eggs, you can actually use mayonnaise. And let me go grab that. Using the mayonnaise, it just gives it a nice, I guess, texture, you would say. So our recipe, our 2 cans of salmon. We've got 2 eggs going in. By the way, when you open your salmon, you're going to need to drain it in the sink. And then I kind of pick off some of the skin. I didn't want you to see me doing that because it's kind of yucky. And I do take out some of the bones. This washcloth is still dry. I just put it here. I do take out some of the bones. I understand that the bones are actually good for you for calcium, but I don't really care for them in there. You don't really taste them because they're soft, but I'm putting in a heaping ½ teaspoon of baking powder. It just helps them puff up a little bit. Old Bay, ½ teaspoon. This is weird for me to measure, but I measured what I did last time, so I could give you a proper recipe. ½ teaspoon of Old Bay. Okay, that's about ½ teaspoon. That gives it such a good flavor. 2 tablespoons of minced onion. If you want to use fresh, that's fine. I have found that the dried onion holds better in there. Sometimes the fresh onion, it kind of falls out. Because it's dry, it sticks to it. ½ teaspoon of the blend. And of course, I will have the recipe written below. A 1/4 teaspoon of lemon pepper. If you have fresh lemons, certainly get some of the peel, you know, shred it and put that in there. That is a very good thing to do. And I do have lemons, but lemon pepper kind of takes care of two things. It takes care of the pepper and the lemon. My husband, when we have, let's say, lentils in the evening, or I cook a mango beans, or some sort of meal that's vegetarian, he still likes to have something crunchy, let's say, with it. And so this is one thing I have found that he really likes. And grandson, he has been known to have this for breakfast if there's leftovers. They have a little bit of a drive on the way to school when they're here. And so he likes to have that in the car. And I'm just realizing, why is this so loose? I forgot to put in the breadcrumbs. I didn't even write that down. Oh my goodness, I'm dingy today. Oh, things are flying out of the cupboard. I like to use panko. I don't know how much I put. I'm going to guess a 1/4 cup. So we will see. I kind of go by the texture of how this is. That's how I gauge if I've put enough. Again, see, I've never measured any of this. I kind of dump it in, and most of the time winging it works, but not always. I remember a few months ago I had made this, and my husband goes, "Why are they so hard?" And they weren't burned. I just, I don't know. I messed up somewhere. I probably needed to add another egg. See, this looks good. It's going to stick together nicely. Let me get my spoon. Okay, spoon is in the mayonnaise. So when I go to cook these up, I'll take a little video and a photo of it, but you don't need to watch me cook them. You all know how to fry something. We actually fry very little here. I use oil, you know, in baking. I put two tablespoons in my bread for the one loaf, unless I'm making the big amount. But I don't go through a lot of oil other than salad dressings, things like that. I don't fry a lot. It's just not something I like to do. I don't think it's that healthy. And I was thinking about, I wonder if we could just do this in the air fryer, but I'm not going to try that this time. We'll try that another time. So I will go ahead and cook these up. I'll take a video and some photos while I'm doing it, and then I'll bring you back so you can see the product once it's all done. See you soon. Okay, so we're getting ready to cook the salmon patties now, and I like to just use a fork to turn them over. It's a little smaller. I think it's easier to work with. So let's see how this goes here. I also have a candle lit, so just so it smells a little bit better. That's why I wanted to do this today. So when I go to heat them up for dinner, the house doesn't smell for so long. If I get it done ahead of time, we can get a couple meals out of this. I don't like to make them too big either, unless you wanted to make a sandwich out of it, which you certainly could. I'm not supposed to be using this for that. I'm supposed to use the spoon. I could use a scoop, you know, a cookie scoop, but that's okay. I still have to mold them anyway. And I just remembered the reason that one time when they came out bad, it's because I put way too many breadcrumbs, and that's why it was dry. I had forgotten, and when I was putting the breadcrumbs away, I remembered that was the actual problem. I have found that by the time I get them all in the pan, sometimes the first ones are ready to turn over. And I don't like to cook them too long, but let me see. Can go maybe another 30 seconds. They look good. There's 10 in there right now. I have enough mixture here to make at least another 10 or more, I think. So I'll have 20 patties out of the 2 cans. I'm very happy with that. See how easy it is to turn over with the fork. You know, everything in here is cooked except for the eggs. I will say that if you don't have Old Bay seasoning, if you have the Creole seasoning, you can certainly use that as a flavoring. I've done that before. When I'm making these, a lot of times, if I haven't cooked all of them yet, I will put this pan in the oven on, you know, maybe 200, 225, just so they stay warm. They're delicious with mashed potatoes. My mom always made them with mashed potatoes and peas, or rice and peas. Here is the last round. I was able to get 11. These are cooked a little bit more. They're a little darker. So that's 21 altogether. I'm very happy about that. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to package them up. We shall see. I have reusable freezer bags, so I may go that route. Here we go. Now that the salmon patties are all cooked, there's 21 of them. Isn't this a cute pan? I got this on eBay many years ago. I forget what it's called. What the, I want to say melamine, but I'm not sure if that's right, but I like it. So we have at least 3 dinners or 4, depending on how many salmon patties we need. I've got 2 packages of ground beef, so there's 1.5 pounds in there. I did drain the little bit of grease that was there. But here I'm going to package 5, and you know, they have these packages here of parchment paper. It's a 6x6 square. My sister-in-law brought me a package. I didn't realize that they had them at the store there, so I love them. They're very handy to stack. I'll put them in here, and then that's for probably 5, and the rest I will put in a bigger Ziploc or a freezer bag that is, you know, you can just wash it and use it again. But it's nice to have these protein part of the meal already done. I think it just makes life a little bit easier. So we just need to make a salad and a vegetable maybe, and either mashed potatoes or rice or some sort of, you know, starch, whatever people want. And it just kind of, you know, it's so nice when you're tired and you're like, oh, I have to go make dinner, and then you're thinking about dishes, and summer's coming, it's going to be hot. It's just nice to have a little bit of this prepared. I do plan on doing more of this with different items like meatballs, other things. I'm not sure what, but we'll get to it. But I want to apologize earlier. Right up there, I have a clock normally. And I just realized in the first part of the video, you guys can hear tick, tick, tick. I'm sorry for that annoyance. I moved it over to the couch in the living room. My bad. Anyway, I hope all of you are having a great week. I appreciate you spending time with me today. I would like, if possible, please like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. I'm still a newbie at this, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're over 100 now, which I really appreciate, and thank you to those of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate that. I will put the recipe down below in the show notes, and I added here 1/3 cup panko breadcrumbs. I can't believe I missed that. In fact, when I was making it the last time, this is the same paper I was writing down so I would measure. Anyway, I hope all of you are having a blessed week, and we will see you again soon. Bye, friends.